Hello and welcome back, and that's right, today we're going to talk about our least favourite subject here on the channel, when a NAS system has a hard-coded vulnerability that can inevitably lead to infiltration and data loss. Thanks again to Rob Lithart, I apologise if I'm getting your name wrong there. I know you've been commenting on the channel for a long time, who brought this to my attention. This is to do with a vulnerability that has been found, a hard-coded vulnerability in the back end of D-Link NAS systems. I know, me neither, but we'll get to that in a bit. D-Link did for a little while have quite a range of different network attached storage solutions, and although they've largely turned their back on the majority of these as the years have gone by, not all of them are gone. Indeed, according to the vulnerability that was found here, and again detailed more by NAScompares, an online security advisor, looking online, was able to find a backdoor vulnerability that could be remotely exploited and is currently a susceptible vulnerability that could be exploited in up to just over 92,000 different D-Link devices that are internet facing right now. Now, there's going to be a number of you immediately saying, hang on, like, that D-Link system, it's not available anymore. It's end of life on D-Link's own website. If you try and go online and buy it from your Amazons or online retailers, it's end of life. What does this matter? Who cares? And also, D-Link wouldn't be the first brand in the world to, end of life one of their softwares. When you go into D-Link's own website and you look at, and you can see a lot of it from their own announcements online, D-Link have kind of put their hand up and said, we did retire that product series. We stopped supporting that device. Why is this such a big deal? Well, twofold really. Number one, this is still a device that people are buying online, not just second-hand either. There are actually some users out there that have got the thing as new. They've just barely ever used it, and people are reselling this online. And therefore, this is still potentially a vulnerability that could be exploited. And secondly, I don't know if you missed it earlier on, as mentioned, by NAScompares' own research, 92,000 internet-facing units of this particular product family. Here we go into that original news report. It affects 4 different D-Link devices right now: the DNS320L, the DNS325, the DNS327L, and the DNS340L. Now again, that goes up to the latest supported software version that they are able to run on their systems. But I tell you what, this one hit me right home, because I don't know, hopefully it's on screen right now, but I bought one of these well over a decade ago. I think it's 13 to 14 years ago. I had a relative that wanted some simple storage, and although Synology and QNAP were brands that I was already dipping my toes into at that point, they didn't want anything that complex. They wanted something that was set up and forget, and the easiest thing I found online was a D-Link. Now, this isn't a system that is live in their home right now. The footage you're seeing here on screen is what a relative of mine was able to find and send over to me, just showing me that the system just sat on a shelf not being used. But 92,000 other users are impacted by this. And again, remember, this is a hard-coded credential issue. So much so, in fact, that, again, it's detailed here on the GitHub entry here by NAScompares. The actual hard-coded credentials have their own username, user message bus, and password without the O or the D in it. These are weak ass hard-coded credentials there. And there's already reports right now over on ShadowServe and additionally over on Grey Noise that detail that people are trying to exploit this. This is allowing not only injection of malicious code, which again, that's when we're talking about ransomware, but even bog standard DOS, denial of service stuff. Now again, and I don't think anyone should really be angry at D-Link for this. The vulnerabilities and the nature of these things are, much like any software platform that has any even modicum of internet level connectivity. They release the software, hackers try to break into it, a vulnerability is found, they release a patch. There's only so long you can financially support that ecosystem. I get it. But nonetheless, the response from D-Link was arguably a little lackluster. It was effectively them saying, thank you for letting us know about this vulnerability. We don't plan to do anything about this. And the way I would see that as, presumably you do have the means to contact them. Perhaps GDPR killed off a lot of that correspondence, but all I would like to see is D-Link not say to people, reach out to us. I'm saying D-Link should reach out to them. Go a little louder on your social media. You've already decided that you're not supporting the network attached storage devices. If you go into your solutions portfolio here, we're not able to find any entry for NAS. You've clearly decided that arm of your business isn't there, but you do still have remote access devices. You do still have a reputation for internet connected devices that I think it would serve you well, D-Link, to be louder about this vulnerability. I shouldn't hear about this from one of my subscribers. Again, thank you so much, Rob, for letting me know about it. I shouldn't hear about it from them. I should have heard about it from your social media. Instead, no, I go to your Twitter pages there, or X if you want to call it that, Elon. What a terrible idea. I'm finding out lots more about your new routers, lots more about robot vacuum cleaners. I've gone to your own press pages and I'm not finding anything about it there. And I appreciate this is a story that's breaking arguably within the last day or so, but I do think by the time this is being published tomorrow, I'd like to think you guys at D-Link are going to be louder about this, because right now people can still buy these systems. Maybe they're not new, maybe they're second-hand, but that doesn't absolve you of the responsibility to at least do the extent and courtesy of your due diligence to let users know. So hopefully this video will be moot, and someone in the next 1 or 2 days will say to me, oh no, D-Link have been super loud about this, Rob. It just took a bit more time, and that'll be linked in the description. Hell, maybe I'll take this video down. But if you own a D-Link NAS, one of those devices that were launched in 2012 to 2014, or you know someone, or you gave one of these devices to someone once, and if it is just sitting on a shelf, fine, but they may still be using it. So if you do know anyone that's utilizing one of these, or even possibly still using one you gave them, let them know. That's the whole point of this video. We'll probably not be monetizing this video for that exact reason, but apart from that, hopefully you are not one of the people, one of those 92,000 people who have got an internet facing D-Link NAS and just assume that as long as it's there, it's absolutely fine. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.